students, good evening to everyone. This is M. Bujjibabu, working as a chemistry lecturer in Vignan Cooperative Junior College, Vatlamudi. So in this evening session, I would like to explain about the chapter F block elements. So it is a very new topic to you. After the completion of the D block elements, it is the next chapter for that one, that is F block elements. So F block elements are nothing but inner transition elements. You know that very well. D block elements are also called as the transition elements basing on their resemble properties with S block and P block. Here, the another name for the F block elements are inner transition elements. So once look at the contents, what are present in this video are the contents present in this video are first one introduction. So what are F block elements? What type of elements are present in F block? Why the F block elements are called as inner transition elements? And how many series of elements are present in that F block? That means there are two series of elements are there. First series is 4F series, that are lanthanoid series, and second series is 5F series, that is actinoid series. And next one, electronic configuration. Now, what are the electronic configuration of lanthanoids? So especially in this video, we are going to explain about focusing on the lanthanoid series elements or simply lanthanoids. So what is the general electronic configuration of lanthanoids? And lanthanoids are more stable in a +3 oxidation state. So what is the most favorable electronic configuration when the lanthanoid ions possess +3 oxidation state? And another very important thing regarding lanthanoids is lanthanoid contraction and consequences. So it is a very important topic for you, and many of the questions asked in previous years, the JEE Main pattern also and MCET pattern also, one question definitely came from this topic, lanthanoid contraction. So the question mainly asked on the consequences of lanthanoid contraction. So due to the poor shielding effect of 4F subshell, the atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanoids are decreases. So that consequence, that point is known as the lanthanoid contraction. So basing on the lanthanoid contraction concept, there are many sequences are there, basic character of oxides and hydroxides of lanthanoids, and similarity in the sizes of second and third transition series elements, and finally separation of lanthanoids elements. All these consequences we have to detailed learning in this topic. And next one, general characteristics. So what are the general characteristics regarding lanthanoids? Generally, lanthanoids are very soft silvery metals. So what are the physical state of the lanthanoids? So what is the melting point, boiling point values of lanthanoids? What are the color property of lanthanoids? What is the paramagnetic or magnetic behavior of the lanthanoid elements? And what are the general characteristics? So all these factors we have to discuss in that general characteristics. And finally, chemical properties. These lanthanoids react with oxygen, water, carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and some of the acids. And finally, some of the uses about these lanthanoids, that is especially for mesh metal, which is used for the making of shells, okay, and lighter flint, etc. like this. The oxides of lanthanoids can also be used in the screens of the television also. So these are all the contents which are present in this video. So introduction part about F block elements. So what is the introduction part regarding F block elements? F block elements. So another name for F block elements is also known as inner transition elements. Inner transition elements. So those elements can be called as a F block elements. So how can we define if an element is belongs to D block element? So as the same concept also applied here, the elements which are belongs to F block elements, So the partially filled electronic configuration of F subshell of penultimate shell. F subshell of penultimate shell. The elements whose have partially filled electronic configuration. The elements which are having partially filled electronic configuration, F subshell of anti-penultimate shell. Anti-penultimate shell. So those elements are belongs to F block elements. Those elements which are having partially filled electronic configuration, F subshell of anti-penultimate shell, those elements are called as F block elements. These F block elements can be arranged two series in the periodic table, that are 4F series elements and second one 5F series elements. 4F series elements and next one 5F series elements. So what are 4F series elements? 4F series elements are known as lanthanoids. 4F series elements are known as lanthanoids. 5F series elements are known as actinoids. 5F series elements are known as actinoids. So in this in our discussion, our topic is mainly focused on the lanthanoids. The elements which are presenting in 4F series are called as lanthanoids, or 4F series elements are simply lanthanoids. The 14 elements which are coming after lanthanum. The 14 elements which are coming after lanthanum are called lanthanoid series, or simply lanthanoids. So why the 14 elements are coming after lanthanum can be treated as a lanthanoids? Because here the 14 elements which are present after lanthanoids have resemble with the lanthanum. Therefore the 14 elements which coming after lanthanum are known as lanthanoid series, or simply lanthanoids. Lanthanoids are simply lanthanoid elements. So especially in lanthanoids, they are generally represented by the symbol Ln. So Ln indicates the group of the lanthanoids elements. So the lanthanoids elements can be represented by the symbol of Ln. So generally these lanthanoids are more stable in the form of +3 oxidation state. They are more stable in the form of +3 oxidation state. So this is about the introduction part of the F block elements. So F block elements also known as inner transition elements. So the elements which belongs to F block elements, they contain partially filled electronic configuration, F subshell of anti-penultimate shell. These F block elements are arranged in two series, 4F series and 5F series. 4F series elements are known as lanthanoids. 5F series elements are known as actinoids. Lanthanoids are the elements which are coming after lanthanum are called lanthanoids. They can be represented by the symbol Ln. These are more stable in +3 oxidation state. So electronic configuration of lanthanoids elements. So we know that lanthanoids are 14 elements which are coming from lanthanum. So once look at the table from lanthanum to lutetium. First element is lanthanum. Its symbol is La, atomic number 57. Second one cerium, Ce 58. Next one parasodium, neodymium, Nd. Pramatonium, Pm. Samarium, Sm. Europium, Eu. Gadolinium, Gd. Terbium, Tb. Dysprosium, Dy. Holmium, Ho. Eurobium, Er. Thulium, Tm. Ytterbium, Yb. Lutetium, Lu, on their atomic numbers from 57 to 71. So these 14 elements which are coming after lanthanum are called lanthanoids elements. So look at their general configuration. The lanthanoid series elements have general configuration. Their general configuration is 6s2. So look at the table. Xenon 5d1 6s2. In second one xenon 4f2 6s2 and like that. And lutetium Lu atomic number 71 also xenon 4f14 5d1 6s2. So the general electronic configuration of lanthanides are 6s2 with variable occupancy of 4f subshell. With variable occupancy of 4f subshell. So come to the last column of this diagram. Electronic configuration of lanthanum in +3 oxidation state. Ln +3 state. We know that lanthanides are represented by this symbol Ln. These are more stable in +3 oxidation state. Once you look at the table for lanthanum xenon 4f1. In case of cerium, atomic number 58, xenon 4f2, 4f3 up to the 4f14. So therefore, the general electron configuration in case of lanthanoids +3 oxidation state. So the general configuration is the 4fn. 4fn. The n values are varies ranging from 1 to 14. The n values are 1 to 14. So therefore these lanthanides are more stable by exhibiting the +3 oxidation state. So that's why we have to write the electronic configuration in a general electronic configuration and a +3 electronic configuration. So that is a stable oxidation state which is possessed by the lanthanoid series. So therefore this is in some of the MCET examination point of view also write the electronic configuration. So it is a very important case in case of D block series elements or F block series element. Therefore electronic configuration also played a major role in objective pattern also. That's why we have to remember the general electronic configuration of either 4D series or 5D series or 6D series or 4F series or 5F series. And next property, atomic radii and ionic radii. So in case of lanthanides having stable oxidation state, we know that is the +3 oxidation state. From lanthanium to lutetium, we have to see their graph values of their atomic radii and ionic radii with +3. So once see that graph, in that graph also, when the atomic radii increases, if the atomic radii, their atomic number increases, their atomic radii and ionic radii decreases with smaller values. So only in the +3 oxidation state. We know that lanthanides are more stable, they exhibited +3 oxidation state. It is very, very important point. Some of the lanthanides element also exhibit +2 oxidation state, +4 also, but this is a more stable oxidation state exhibited by them. But when come to the lanthanide series from lanthanium to lutetium, if increasing the atomic number, lanthanides elements which possess +3 oxidation state, their atomic radii and ionic radii slowly decreases. So the decreasing of atomic radii and ionic radii is very small difference. It is not a large difference. It is a very small difference. Here our point is when the atomic number is increases from lanthanium to lutetium, they possess +3 oxidation state. Why their atomic radii, ionic radii are decreases? So that concept is known as lanthanoid contraction. That concept is known as lanthanoid contraction. So what is meant by lanthanoid contraction? Why the atomic radii and ionic radii of these lanthanide series elements are decreases? Everything we have to learn in lanthanoid contraction and the consequences topic. Lanthanoid contraction and the consequences. So what is meant by lanthanoid contraction? We know that the lanthanide series elements are starting from lanthanium to lutetium. So the decreasing in the atomic radii and ionic radii, the decreasing in the atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanoid series elements is known as simply lanthanoid contraction. So what is that? The decreasing in the atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanoids from lanthanum to lutetium. So this is known as lanthanide contraction, decrease in atomic size. Decrease in atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanide elements is known as lanthanide contraction. So what is the reason for the lanthanide contraction? It means due to the poor shielding effect of 4f subshell. Poor shielding effect of 4f subshell. Poor shielding effect of 4f subshell. So here, to understand the concept of the lanthanide contraction, so first we have to know the meaning of shielding effect. What is meant by shielding effect, and what is the rich shielding effect, and what is the poor shielding effect. So how the shielding effect is influenced in case of lanthanide contraction. First come to the concept of, you know that very well, every atom having some small dense positive charge at nucleus. So this is a valency shell or outermost orbital. So these are all inner shells. They also having some electrons in their inner shells. Okay. So these are all inner shells. These are inner shells. So this is the outermost orbital or valency shell. Valency shell. These are all inner shells or inner orbitals. This is the outermost orbital or valency shell. So the electrons are generally having negative charge, nucleus having positive charge. Here there is a strong attraction between the electrons of nucleus, electrons of outermost orbital and the nucleus. The attraction takes place between the valency shell electrons and nucleus. That means the nucleus always try to pull the valency electron towards itself. So this is the concept. So here, what is the role of inner shells? Here in inner shells also some of the electrons are present here, but these inner shells plays a main role due to the interaction between the nucleus and valency shell, because these inner shells can be act as a shield. These inner shells can be act as a shield. Shield means protection. Shield means protection. So there is a stronger attraction between the nucleus and valency shell electrons. So when the influence of the inner shells, they have to stop the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell. Or another meaning, these inner shells can act as a shield and they reduce the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell. Understand or not? Shield means protection. Shield means protection. These inner shells are protect the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell. So when influence or they reduce the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell, they are more shielding effect or rich shielding effect. If another meaning, if the inner shell electrons does not show any influence on the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell, they having poor shielding effect. They having poor shielding effect. So due to the poor shielding effect, that means if the inner shells have no influence showing on valency shell and nucleus, they are show poor shielding effect. Therefore, nucleus try to pull the valence electrons towards itself. Therefore, automatically the distance between the nucleus and valency shell is very small. Therefore, the original size of the atom will be reduced compared with the normal state. So this is between the atomic radii at the earlier stage. Due to the lanthanide contraction, poor shielding effect of these inner shells, this valency shell is come closer to nucleus by the attraction of the nucleus on valency electrons. Therefore, the atomic radii or ionic radii of the lanthanide elements will be decreased. So this concept is known as lanthanide contraction. This concept is known as lanthanide contraction. The decreasing in the size or the decrease the atomic radii and ionic radii of lanthanides is known as lanthanide contraction. This is due to the poor shielding effect of 4f subshell. Shielding effect means the inner electrons can act as a shield between the attraction between the nucleus and valency shell. Therefore, they show poor shielding effect. They does not influence any effect on the nucleus and valence shell. Therefore, the nucleus try to pull the valence shell towards itself. The distance between the nucleus and valence shell is less. Therefore, the size of the atom will be decreased. Their atomic radii or ionic radii will be decreased. This is about the lanthanide contraction. So, what about the consequences? What are the consequences of lanthanides elements? What are the consequences of lanthanides elements? Consequences of lanthanides elements. So in that first one, first consequence is basicity of oxides and hydroxides. Basicity of oxides and hydroxides. Basicity of oxides and hydroxides of lanthanides. Basicity of oxides and hydroxides of lanthanides. For example, lanthanum oxide or lanthanum hydroxide. The basic character of lanthanides, oxides and hydroxides will be decreased because the covalent character will be increased. The covalent character will be increased. The covalent bond present between the, in case of oxides and hydroxides of lanthanides, due to the increasing of their covalent character, the basic character will be decreases. And second consequence is similarity in sizes of similarity in sizes of second and third transition series elements. Second and third transition series elements. So this is another important factor. Due to lanthanide contraction, the elements which are present in second and third series, in case of D block, there are 4 series are there: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, 6D series. This is first series, second series, third series and fourth series. Between the second series means 4D, third series means 5D. Due to lanthanide contraction, the elements, some of the elements which are presenting in second and third transition series element, they have same atomic radii and ionic radii. In case of zirconium have 160 picometer bond length, hafnium having 159 picometer bond length. So therefore, due to the lanthanide contraction, the elements which are presenting in 3D second series and third series have similar properties, similar physical, similar chemical properties, same atomic radii or same ionic radii. And final consequences is separation of lanthanides. Separation of lanthanides. So how can we separation of the lanthanides takes place? So due to the presence of the lanthanide contraction, it is very difficult to separate the lanthanides elements because all having same unique properties, but there is a difference in the properties like solubility, degree of hydration, solubility, degree of hydration, and complex formation. So the difference in the properties like solubility, degree of hydration and complex formation, the lanthanides can be separated by ion exchange method. So this is about the concept of lanthanide contraction and consequences of the lanthanide contraction. And next one, general characteristics of lanthanides. So here there are some of the general important characteristics regarding lanthanides. In that one, first one is physical state. So generally lanthanides are silvery soft metals. These are all generally silvery soft metals. They readily tarnish they readily tarnish in air. They are readily tarnish in air. So most probably all lanthanide elements are metals that are silvery soft metals. They are tarnish, readily tarnish in air. And second important property is hardness. Hardness. So generally these lanthanide metals are very hard. These lanthanide metals are very hard with increasing their atomic number. With increasing their atomic number. With increasing their atomic number. So due to the increasing of their atomic number from lanthanum to lutetium, their hardness also will be increases. In case of samarium Sm, the lanthanide element samarium is hard as steel. Is hard as like steel. And third important characteristic which is exhibited by lanthanide is their melting point values and melting point values. Melting point and boiling point values. Especially in melting point values, they have their melting point range will be, the melting point values of range will be 1000 Kelvin to 1200 Kelvin temperature. And next one, in case of samarium, it has the melting point value of 1623 Kelvin temperature. So why? Because this lanthanide metal having high melting point values means they possess some typical crystalline structures. They possess critical crystalline structures. So due to the possessing of typical crystalline structures, metallic structures, they also having high melting point and boiling point values. So another important point is due to the presence of their melting point, due to the presence of their metallic bond, these also having, they act as a best conductors. They also act as a best conductors for heat and electricity. For heat and electricity. So these are all some of the important general characteristics which are exhibited by lanthanides elements: physical state, hardness and melting point values. So another important general characteristic is ionization potential values. Ionization potential values, simply IP values. So what are the ionization potential values of lanthanides elements? These lanthanides having low IP values compare with alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. So IP1 value of this lanthanides element is 600 kilojoules mole inverse. IP2 value of this lanthanides element is 1200 kilojoules mole inverse. The IP3 values are for complicated. IP3 values are complicated basing on their stable electronic configuration, stable electronic oxidation state possessed by lanthanides, that is the +3 oxidation state. So this is about the ionization potential values of lanthanides. And another important point regarding these lanthanides is color property. These lanthanides also exhibiting some color due to the FF electron transition. FF electron transition. You know that very well. Some of the D block elements that are D block elements also exhibit color. That is a very very important point regarding them. Due to electron DD electron transition takes place, they exhibit also some color. So in case of F block elements also, due to the FF electron transition takes place between they have possess the configuration 4F0 and 4F14 except the F block elements which accept 4F0 and 4F14 electron configuration, remaining all F block elements possess some color. Okay, the elements which having 4F0 and 4F14 does not exhibit any color, because in 4F0 this is vacant, in 4F14 this is completely filled, there is no unpaired electron is there. If the FF electron transition takes place, compulsorily if one unpaired electron is required, minimum one unpaired electron is required. So when the electron is in ground state, it absorbs some radiation, it is promoted to ground state to excited state, and it come back from excited state to ground state. This is meant by electronic transition. The electronic transition takes place in d orbital, that is dt transition. In case of f orbitals, that is FF electron transition. Due to the FF electron transition required, they contain at least one unpaired electron, but in case of 4F0 and 4F14 electron configuration, there is no unpaired electron. That's why the elements which are having 4F0 and 4F14 electron configuration, they do not show any color. So this is about the color property. And next one, magnetic properties. Magnetic properties. Magnetic properties of the lanthanides. The lanthanides also exhibit magnetic nature. So there are two types of magnetism. First one, paramagnetic substance. Second one, diamagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substance due to the presence of unpaired electrons in F subshell. Due to the presence of unpaired electrons, this is for paired electrons. So in case of due to the presence of unpaired electrons, they possess except 4F0, 4F14, and there is no unpaired 0, and there is no unpaired. So the lanthanide ions which are having except 4F0 and 4F14 electron configuration, they exhibit paramagnetic nature, otherwise they exhibit diamagnetic nature. You know that very well. If the given ion exhibited by paramagnetism due to the unpaired electron, if that exhibited by diamagnetic nature due to the presence of paired electrons, due to the presence of paired electrons. These are all the general characteristics of the lanthanides elements. What is that? Physical state, ionization potential, melting point, boiling point, exhibiting color, and exhibiting magnetic property. So chemical reactions of lanthanides elements. Lanthanides elements can be represented by the symbol Ln. These lanthanides react with acids. These lanthanides react with acids. So generally these lanthanides are having metallic character. You know that very well. Due to the metallic character, these lanthanides are react with acids. They liberate hydrogen gas. And also lanthanides react with oxygen. Lanthanides react with oxygen to form their corresponding oxides. These lanthanides can also react with the carbon to form their corresponding carbides. So like there is like manner. So in case of lanthanides react with sulfur, they also forming their respective sulfides like this, and also react with the nitrogen to form corresponding nitrides. These lanthanides also react with water, able to form their hydroxides and release hydrogen gas. So these are all some of the chemical properties which are exhibited by Lanthanide metals. Lanthanides are metals. React with acids, liberate hydrogen gas. React with oxygen to form corresponding oxides. So therefore here Ln2O3. In case of carbon, lanthanide element react with carbon to form corresponding carbides, and like this manner. And lanthanides react with water to form corresponding hydroxides, react with nitrogen, corresponding nitrides, react with sulfur, form corresponding sulfides. So these are all the chemical properties which are exhibited by lanthanides elements. And finally, uses of lanthanides. So lanthanide metals can be used as in the form of alloy, that is mish metal. What is meant by mish metal? Mish metal is an alloy. Which composition of 95% lanthanide element, 95% lanthanide element, and 5% iron, and present in trace quantities of sulfur and silicon, carbon and calcium, and also aluminum. So this is a composition of the mish metal. It is an alloy consisting of 95% lanthanide element, 5% iron, and trace quantities of sulfur, silicon, carbon, calcium, and aluminum present. And another important point is the oxides of lanthanides. Used as catalyst in petroleum cracking. And another important thing is individual oxides of lanthanides. Individual oxides of lanthanides used as phosphorus in television screens. So these are all the uses of lanthanides elements. So once I recall what we learned in this video, so mainly lanthanides, what are lanthanides, and what are F-block elements, especially they contain 4F series and 5F series, lanthanides and actinides. What is the position of lanthanides? So which elements are presenting in lanthanides and general electron configuration, their atomic radii, ionic radii, and their oxidation state, and what is meant by lanthanide contraction and its consequences. Next one, general characteristics exhibited by the lanthanides, and finally uses of lanthanides. Thank you very much. Thank you to all.